Hey YouTube. One thing I noticed that I have yet to talk about on this channel is fat acceptance and fat shaming, and where I stand with regards to that. Many of you can probably guess my position, but I just wanted to clarify it for the purposes of record keeping and also because it's pretty relevant considering all the shit that's been happening recently with the whole beach body thing and Maria Kang, and now with this article on bulimia.com where they took video game characters that were all women and they quote unquote reverse photoshopped them into realistic American body types. And as you might imagine, this has garnered quite a lot of positive press from mainstream media. It's been reported on places like Huffington Post and Forbes and even GameSpot, and quite a lot of negative press from people here on YouTube. And I am not going to be an exception. My position on body weight issues is a little bit complex and probably disagreeable to a lot of you because I view being overweight in the same way that I would view someone who is addicted to smoking or someone who is an alcoholic. You know, you do you. I don't really give a shit to that extent, but if you are someone that I care about, if you are someone that is close to me, then I will absolutely tell you that you are damaging your health and you're ruining your body due to your poor lifestyle choices. Now, I know not all overweight and morbidly obese people are morbidly obese because of their choice. Maybe they have a glandular problem. Maybe it's down to genetics. But for the majority of people, I'd say here in North America at least, it's down to people who are eating poorly and not exercising nearly as much as they should. So I would say to them, as I would say to an alcoholic or someone who's addicted to smoking, I don't approve of your lifestyle. I think that it's damaging to yourself and to society, and for your own damn good and for the good of everyone else, I think you should change your habits. And no amount of complaining or caterwauling or crying to me is really going to change how I feel. I'm not going to go out and like fucking take away your alcohol or your right to eat food, but you can't also take away my right to judge you and my right to tell you that what you're doing is damaging to yourself and to society. So when campaigns like this, who really are targeted, I think, more at women, given how all of these video game characters are all female, when they try and portray this as normal, when they try and portray this as acceptable, I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that we should necessarily shame people into looking like Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, or make sure that everyone looks like Jade from Mortal Kombat or Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. But at the same time, when you're reverse photoshopping people to meet the average American woman's body weight, at the same time, is that what you want to aspire to? Is that what you think should be normalized and encouraged? I don't think so. I don't think that's healthy for society. And I definitely don't think that's healthy for the individual who is struggling with weight issues when they're encouraged essentially to do exactly what is killing them to begin with. When you examine what games these characters are from, you see that they're all part of like fighting games or RPGs or action adventure slash exploration types of games. What kind of characters are really necessary for that type of game? Certainly not the average American woman, I'm afraid to say. We need people who are fit, who are, athletic, and because it's a video game and it's designed to cater to certain demographics, someone who is female and attractive. And even in video games where they feature male protagonists, like when you look at Dante or when you look at like Cloud Strife, these people aren't exactly like overweight fucking slobs, right? That represent the average American man. Are they? Like, these are people who are super fit, super tall, super strong, and super attractive. I mean, we see this in pretty much all forms of media today, not just video games. There will inevitably be several Anita Sarkeesian-esque critics that are going to accuse gamers of being fat shamers and misogynists and whatnot, trying to force women to conform to these quote-unquote unrealistic body standards. But ultimately, what are video games for? They aren't for someone to feel as if they're average American women or average American men. Most of us play video games to do things we normally can't in real life. We go and play CSGO to get a bunch of kills, or we go into an MMORPG to go on dungeon raids, or I go on League of Legends to rack up a bunch of pentakills. And I don't want to play as some fat slob and wonder about the mysteries and intricacies of being overweight. I mean, if that's what people want, that's cool. But that's not what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in is action, adventure, mysteries, puzzles, story, you know? And if game developers can figure out a cool way to fit this in without like beating the message over my head, then I'm all for it. But I don't think that forcing game developers to conform to a warped sense of what normal body weight should be is necessarily the right way to go about this. Those are my thoughts anyways. Thanks for watching. May the truth always be heard. Peace.